He was 91 years old. No medications, no supplements. He had just 3 dates every morning, eaten with the quiet confidence of a man who hadn't seen a hospital in decades. I thought it was a myth. He was 91, skin like crumpled paper, but with eyes so bright they could shame a 40-year-old. I used to finish these in 10 minutes, he whispered. His daughter had tears in her eyes. Brain fog, confusion, lost memories, they creep in slowly after 50, and most people brush them off as just aging. I drink milk every day, she said, confused. But here's the truth. Calcium alone doesn't build strong bones. It whispers. Fatigue, bloating, strange body odors, slow metabolism, these are often the first signs your liver is drowning in toxins. For people over 50, liver health is rarely top of mind, yet it's responsible for over 500 functions in your body. And guess what? Dates are one of the few fruits that support the liver from multiple angles. They're rich in antioxidants like beta-carotene and lutein, which protect liver cells from oxidative damage, the same damage linked to fatty liver disease and early fibrosis. The natural sugar in dates provides smooth energy without triggering dangerous insulin spikes. Unlike sodas or sweets that slam your liver with glucose overload, but perhaps the most overlooked gift of dates is their fiber. It supports gut health. And when your gut is balanced, your liver doesn't have to work overtime, clearing waste and inflammation. In elders, this balance is gold. 3 dates with warm water in the morning, or as an evening snack, can be a gentle, consistent way to support detoxification without harsh cleanses or chemical detox kits. But beware, if your liver is already compromised or you're on strict sugar control, you must talk to your doctor first. Dates aren't a miracle, they're a message from nature. Support me, and I'll carry you. You need a trio: calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus all working together. That's where dates come in. These fruits are tiny, but packed with bone-strengthening minerals in balanced ratios. Calcium keeps your bones rigid. Magnesium helps absorb that calcium properly. Phosphorus repairs the micro-tears you never feel but accumulate with every step you take. There's even vitamin K in dates, a nutrient vital for directing calcium to the right places in your body, like bones and not arteries. For women over 50, especially those post-menopause, date consumption can be a simple way to support skeletal strength without relying entirely on dairy or supplements. 3 dates a day may not rebuild bone overnight, but over time, they support the quiet, continuous construction process your body performs daily. But don't make the mistake of eating dates with milkshakes or sugary yogurt. You'll undo the benefit with excess sugars. Use them smartly, plain, with a protein-rich breakfast or mid-morning snack. And remember, bones don't just break, they whisper before they shatter. Dates help you listen. But what if I told you that feeding your brain the right type of natural sugar could change that trajectory? Dates, especially when eaten in moderation, just 3 per day, deliver the kind of clean fuel your brain craves. Unlike processed sugars that spike and crash, dates offer a steady stream of glucose and fructose, paired with the antioxidants, flavonoids, and vitamin B6. These aren't buzzwords, they're molecular soldiers. Flavonoids shield your brain from oxidative stress, which scientists now link directly to cognitive decline and memory loss. B6. That one helps your brain build serotonin and dopamine, the chemicals responsible for focus, calmness, and clarity. If you're over 50 and feeling foggy, before you reach for another coffee or energy drink, consider this. 3 dates in the morning with water or warm tea can gently nudge your neurotransmitters back into rhythm. You'll notice the difference not overnight but over weeks: smoother thoughts, sharper names, memories arriving before you panic. And here's the best part. No pills, no chemicals, just nature doing what it always knew how to do. But again, if you're diabetic or dealing with severe insulin resistance, you need to consult your doctor first and monitor blood sugar closely. Healing must come with wisdom. I watched him peel 3 dates, slice them with a rusted but sharp knife, and pop them into his mouth like a ritual. The nurse read his blood pressure aloud, 168/95. That night, after discharge, he went home and opened his kitchen cabinet not for pills, but for dates. Not because he saw it on a reel or read it online, but because his grandmother always said, "For pressure, eat what grows in the sun." Potassium and magnesium are the two silent minerals behind every healthy heartbeat, and dates are naturally rich in both. What most people don't know is that potassium helps flush excess sodium out of your body, the same sodium responsible for stiff arteries, dizzy mornings, and pounding headaches. Dates also relax your blood vessels with magnesium, improving blood flow and easing pressure on your heart. But here is where people go wrong. They eat dates along with salty snacks or sugary desserts, canceling out the benefit. Or they eat too many, thinking more is better. 3 is enough. No more. And always paired with a low-sodium meal if you're using them to help manage pressure. I've seen elders lower their numbers slowly over time by simply replacing afternoon snacks with dates and water. This isn't Magic Kit's mineral therapy. The body listens when you stop shouting at it with pills and start feeding it what it understands. But don't ditch your meds blindly. Always work with your doctor, track your numbers, and use dates as a supportive line, a solo warrior. No sugar, no salt, no medication bottles on the table, just dates and tea. 3 a day, he whispered. That's my only medicine. But I didn't believe him, not until a doctor saw his blood work and called it age-defying. His cholesterol was low, blood pressure steady, liver enzymes perfect. I thought, could something so sweet really be this powerful? That question set me on a path. I read journals, called up old nutritionists, and even visited local healers. What I discovered will shock anyone who thinks food is just food. Dates, when consumed properly, can trigger a cascade of healing reactions in the body, especially for those of us over 50 when our internal systems start slowing down. But this isn't some magical cure. You eat them without understanding your own body. Too many too late, or with sugary meals, you could see the opposite effect. That's why moderation and awareness are key. And yes, I'll show you exactly how to do it right. But first, let us dive into what this tiny fruit can awaken in your body, starting with your most precious asset, your brain. Until doctors saw his test results and went silent. Could something as small and sweet as a date really hold this kind of power? Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on one fruit that's been praised by prophets, studied by scientists, and eaten by the healthiest elders on earth. But here's the warning. If you're over 45, this fruit can either transform your health or slowly work against you. The truth is more complicated than anyone tells you, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly if dates are your body's best friend or a hidden risk waiting to unfold. Don't miss a second. It was 6:30 a.m. when I visited my grandfather's friend in the old village near the border. Sat there staring at the Sudoku puzzle, pencil frozen midair, lips slightly trembling. He gripped the edge of the hospital bed, his knuckles pale. She tripped while gardening, barely a misstep, but the pain didn't leave. X-rays revealed thinning bones, early-stage osteoporosis. Liver pain isn't like a stomach ache, it doesn't scream. He sat for 30 minutes, legs numb, the pain crawling up his back like a cold wave. It wasn't always like this, he muttered. I can't, he whispered, pushing it away, skin losing its glow. I've tried every cream, she said, her drawer cluttered with half-used jars. But the Bedouin women, aging gracefully in the dry desert sun, held a different secret not on their shelves, but in their food. Dates. Consumed daily, offer more than just nutrients. They offer skin resilience. Rich in vitamin C, they trigger natural collagen production from within, rebuilding the scaffolding that gives your skin its firmness and elasticity. But it's not just about looking younger, it's about skin that heals faster, resists damage, and retains moisture, even as you age. The antioxidants in dates' flavonoids. Carotenoids fight off the free radicals that break down skin cells and cause that dull, lifeless texture we try to fix with makeup. Eat 3 dates consistently, and you'll notice not an overnight glow, but a gradual shift, smoother texture, more even tone, less irritation. But don't make the mistake of using dates as a beauty crutch while still smoking, drinking excessively, or skipping sleep. They're not a mask, they're support. Use them with discipline. Add water, cut sugar elsewhere, move your body. Your skin is not a canvas, it's a mirror of what's happening inside. Dates, in the right amount, can become the soft brush that repaints it. Diagnosed with prediabetes last winter, he feared sweet things like poison. But what if sweetness didn't always have to come with fear? Dates are sweet, yes, but they carry their sweetness with fiber, antioxidants, and structure. That S what separates them from the artificial and processed sugars that burn your pancreas and spike your blood sugar like a cruel joke. 3 dates, eaten mindfully, do not behave the same way as a candy bar. Fiber slows absorption. Antioxidants reduce inflammation. The natural sugars like fructose and glucose come in balance, not blitz. But here's the caveat. If you are diabetic or insulin resistant, you must be careful. Dates are not diabetic safe by default. You must test your body's response. Eat them with protein or fat, not alone. Monitor your levels. Don't pop them like snacks while watching TV. Use them as nature intended, strategically, respectfully. I've seen elders use dates to transition off processed sugar and tea, to make homemade desserts without artificial syrups, to satisfy sweet cravings without crashing hours later, and that's the key. Replace, don't add. Respect the sugar. Control the amount. Understand your limits. Dates aren't a free pass, they a smarter choice in a world filled with worse ones. For millions over 50, constipation becomes a silent struggle, too embarrassing to talk about, too painful to ignore. But nature doesn't wait for permission. 3 dates a day, soft, fiber-rich, and full of life, can do what laxatives often can't. Restore natural flow. Inside these wrinkled fruits lies around 2 grams of soluble fiber, forming a gel-like substance that coats your intestines and encourages movement without forcing it. This isn't the aggressive push of chemical pills, it's a supportive nudge, like a hand gently guiding your digestive rhythm back to center. But here's what most don't realize. It's not just fiber. Dates feed your gut bacteria, the good kind, the kind that fights inflammation, builds immunity, and signals your brain when something's wrong. They act as prebiotics, not probiotics. Think of them as fertilizer for the internal garden you forgot you had. Seniors with irritable bowels or weak digestion often feel bloated, sluggish, even anxious. But when your gut finds balance, your mind and mood follow. Don't eat them after heavy meals or right before sleep. Timing matters. Mid-morning or early evening is best, always with water, never with coffee. Let them work like nature, intended, not rushed, not forced, just consistent healing, 1 bite at a time. He stared at the pastry in front of him, hand trembling with guilt. Her face told the story of time, fine lines deepening. He needed a nap after breakfast. The fatigue was constant, like walking through water. His son joked, "You just need more sleep," but sleep didn't help. Coffee, 2 cups, and still drained. But 3 dates, eaten at the right moment, changed everything. You see, as we age, energy loss isn't always about sleep, it's about fuel. And fuel comes in many forms, but the brain and body prefer glucose, the right kind. Dates provide natural sugars in balance, paired with potassium and magnesium to support muscle recovery, mental clarity, and energy metabolism. Unlike caffeine, which gives a jolt and a crash, dates give a lift that stays. You'll feel it about 30 minutes after eating, a lightness in your limbs, a soft wake-up in your mind. I've seen retirees replace their second coffee with 3 dates and water, and within weeks they move more, think sharper, and smile more often. But again, moderation is the rule. Don't eat dates late at night. Don't pair them with heavy carbs. Don't expect them to replace sleep or correct poor habits. They're an energy assistant, not a miracle worker. But in a world that steals your energy daily, they're one of the few foods that quietly give it back. He smiled less these days, covering his mouth with his hand. "My teeth are too weak," he said, ashamed. He loved dates, ate them often. But no one told him about their stickiness, how they lodge between molars and feed bacteria like candy. Dates are nutrient-dense, but their texture can be a silent enemy for dental health, especially in elders with receding gums or weak enamel. When chewed and not rinsed away, dates leave behind sugars that invite decay. And if you already struggle with dry mouth or gum disease, this risk doubles. But here's the solution: simple, effective, and doable. Rinse your mouth after eating dates. Brush gently if it's near bedtime. Consider eating them with a handful of walnuts or almonds to reduce stickiness and clean the mouth naturally. If you wear dentures, wash them properly after dates. If you have sensitive teeth, choose softer varieties like medjool. Never suck on dates slowly over an hour. It's a guaranteed way to rot your smile. Dates can strengthen your bones and help your skin, but without oral care, they might quietly undo your smile. You don't need to fear them, just learn to respect them. Like every gift of nature, they work best when you understand the balance. She looked at the scale like it had betrayed her. "But I've been eating healthy," she whispered, recalling the handfuls of dates she'd eaten between meals. This is where the truth hurts. Dates are healthy, yes, but they are calorie-dense. One medjool date can carry up to 70 calories. This is the truth no one tells you. Dates are powerful, but they're not for everyone. This, she smiled, changed how I eat sweet. It's not just about what you eat. It's how knees aching, but powerful. They won't perform miracles, but they will work with your body if you let them. 3 dates a day can nourish your brain, protect your heart, restore energy, and support digestion. But used the wrong way, they can sneak up on you. Yeah, the choice is yours. Ignore this wisdom, or take one small, delicious step toward a better life starting today. Because after 50, every bite matters more than ever. Sometimes all it takes is just 3 breaths short. But he didn't want another pill, so he made one small change: 3 dates each morning, every day, without fail. He replaced his sugary cereal with oats and dates, placed afternoon biscuits with dates and almonds. No fad diet, no medication, change, just consistency. 3 months later, he danced at his granddaughter's wedding, lifting her with strength that shocked his doctors. Now, let's be clear. Dates didn't cure him. They didn't reverse time, but they gave his body the tools, energy, minerals, antioxidants, fiber to heal naturally. Slowly, surely, and that's the lesson. At 70 or 80, transformation doesn't need to be dramatic. It needs to be consistent. Small daily habits like eating 3 dates, walking 20 minutes, drinking more water, these are the seeds of change. Dates are not a miracle, but they are a mirror. They reflect your discipline, your self-respect, your willingness to live better, not just longer. So the question isn't whether dates work. The question is, are you ready to work with them? Most people don't know this, but soaking dates in warm water and blending them into a paste makes them easier to digest. Less sticky for teeth and more versatile for meals. 1 spoon of date paste in oatmeal, yogurt, or homemade snacks gives you controlled sweetness without overloading your body. Want to replace jam? Use date paste. Want to sweeten your smoothie? 1 spoon does it. No preservatives, no added sugar, just nature blended. But don't stop there. Combine dates with fats like nut butter or seeds. It slows sugar absorption and stabilizes energy. Eat them earlier in the day, not at night. Always drink water afterward. Treat them like a supplement, not a treat. I've seen elders use this method to reduce sugar intake by 50%, just by switching how they consume dates. And the difference: they feel lighter, more energetic, and don't crave sweets as much. You don't need to quit sweet, you just need to get smarter about it. If you have fructose malabsorption, dates can trigger bloating, cramps, and fatigue. If you're diabetic and don't monitor your sugar intake carefully, they can spike your levels. If you have poor dental hygiene or gum disease, the stickiness of dates may worsen decay. And for those with kidney issues, excess potassium from dates could cause complications. This isn't fear, it's responsibility. The food is not one size fits all. If you're unsure how your body reacts to dates, start with 1 a day for a week. Track how you feel, monitor blood sugar, check your digestion, talk to your doctor. This is not about eating blindly, it's about listening. I've met many people over 60 who swear by dates and thrive on them daily. But I've also met those who feel worse. And that's okay. Your body knows. Don't ignore symptoms. Don't follow trends blindly. Use wisdom. Dates are a gift, but like any medicine, they must be used in the right hands. 3 dates may not sound like much, but when you mindlessly snack on them, add them to smoothies, eat them after dinner, and then again with tea, suddenly you've added 300 to 400 calories daily without realizing it. For those over 50, where metabolism naturally slows and muscle mass begins to decline, every calorie counts more than it did at 30. Dates 1T make you gain weight if you eat them right. Here's the fix. Use dates as a planned energy source, not a snack. Eat 3 and no more. Always with purpose, perhaps mid-morning with tea, or blended into a protein smoothie that replaces a meal, and always count them. Don't hide them in trail mix or pretend they're free food. Respect them like you would respect a spoonful of honey or a square of dark chocolate sweet. Valuable, but not limitless. Dates can support weight control when used wisely. But like any tool, they can also backfire when used blindly. He described it as a flutter, like a fish flipping in his chest. It comes and goes, he said, but it scared him. Arrhythmias and irregular heartbeats become more common after 60, especially with stress, poor sleep, or mineral imbalances. What most people don't realize is that the electric rhythm of your heart depends heavily on potassium and magnesium both, of which are present in dates and generous. Potassium supports the electrical signals that coordinate each heartbeat, while magnesium helps those signals flow smoothly through heart tissue. If you're low in either mineral, even by a little, your heart may stutter, skip, or race unexpectedly. 3 dates a day can help restore that mineral balance gently, naturally without the side effects of synthetic supplements. But be cautious. If you're already on potassium-sparing medications, or if you have kidney issues, you must talk to your doctor before increasing potassium intake. Dates are not a substitute for medical care, but they can be part of a support plan. When used properly, they're like background music quietly tuning your body toward harmony. Eat them mindfully, preferably on an empty stomach or with a light meal, and monitor your heart rhythm. Sometimes the smallest changes create the most profound calm. He called me one evening, frustrated. I've been eating 3 dates like you said, but I feel bloated and tired. She opened her fridge and pulled out a small glass jar, thick and dark like chocolate date paste. He couldn't walk without assistance. So now you know the truth about dates is simple.